Cobb TV. Watch your life make sense.
Welcome to Ask the Kabbalist. With me, as in every show, ready to answer all your questions, is Kabbalist Dr. Michael Laitman. Hi, Dr. Laitman. We will begin with our first question, but right before that, I'll remind everyone you can go to tv.kabbalah.info, and this is where we receive your questions. There's a very user-friendly interface there where you can submit video questions, audio questions, or text questions. Let's begin with the first question right away. This one is coming from Chicago. It's from James. Let's watch it.
My name is James. I'm from Chicago. I'm new to the work, and I'm interested not only in growing in Kabbalah, but starting a family and a business. How would I do this appropriately?
The wisdom of Kabbalah says that first of all, a person has to take care of this corporeal life. He has to start it in a usual, normal way. Get married, family, work, home, the minimum things. It's not that he finishes with everything, till you finish with the mortgage and everything, so it's clear that it takes years. But he should get settled like an average, simple person like his next-door neighbor, that he's sure that he has what he needs in order to get along in life.
Okay. To be able to provide for himself and his family.
Necessities. And then, after that, to start studying the wisdom of Kabbalah, because these things are needed as a supplement to the ordinary life. First of all, get settled in life.
He just started studying Kabbalah, so it seems, just got interested. Should he now stop studying Kabbalah until he sets up his...
No. He should do it in parallel. But not that he should leave all these things, not get married, not advance in this life, not getting a profession, and so on. The wisdom of Kabbalah says no, it's a supplement to life.
But why is it so important? There are many spiritual teachings that they talk about. They don't tell you have to work in this world and you have to get married and
True.
Why is Kabbalah?
But we have to understand that nevertheless the wisdom of Kabbalah is very realistic. It's like a science that opens for a person additional horizons, but additional horizons in addition to this life. A person has to be settled in this system in a normal fashion, connected to others, connected to his family, with the whole environment and everything, and as a result he grows. If he won't grow that way, like all the different mysticisms, most of which disconnect a person from his life, demanding special things, special conditions. That's not good. It's not good. It's not healthy. It's not called living and advancing in this world. And besides, the wisdom of Kabbalah is really built such that it's suitable for everyone. And it says that each and every one will eventually engage in it, because each one of us will have to discover the hidden half part of the world. We live in a reality where half of it we see and we're in it, and the other half is hidden and concealed from us and we know nothing about it. And thus our life is such that we don't exactly know what's going on. We live a bit, die, what's next, what comes later, we don't know. We do something in this life, suddenly we get a blow. How come a blow? Why a blow? I didn't expect that. It's because I don't know the other half of reality. Plenty of things from our world are suddenly cut in the middle, and I have no idea what's going on with them. It's because half of the reality is concealed, and the wisdom of Kabbalah opens up the other half of reality for us, but in addition to our reality. And thus it says you have to be in this reality with both feet on the ground, family, work, everything settled, an ordinary, usual, healthy person, and then open up for yourself the other half of reality. It's true that it's something extremely important. It's true that by this you start seeing into the far, all the reasons for all that's going on here, the secrets of nature, everything opens up before you. But you have to be healthy, whole, standing with both feet on the ground, otherwise it might even harm you. You don't let a small child see the whole world, but a small room where he can be safe.
It's interesting. From what you're saying, it arises that Kabbalah refers to what you said as the concealed part of reality and the revealed part of reality as one system. Yes? There's no separation.
Of course.
What about if a person has a health problem, for instance? Like, for instance, I have really strained my back in the last few days. I'm in great pain, like right now even. Does this have anything to do with my spiritual development as well?
Of course not.
Why not? But you said, why, having a family and working and establishing a home and everything, why does that have to do with spirituality and then my health problems don't?
No. Both the work and connection to this life, it doesn't have directly to do with spirituality. But in order to develop in spirituality, a person has to be an ordinary, settled person in this life, because the wisdom of Kabbalah, it comes to open for a person an additional half of reality. Thus, he has to know about the reality in which he is here, and then add to it another half.
Okay, so there is a connection.
Kabbalists even recommend to study natural sciences, know some geography, physics, chemistry, biology, zoology, botany, natural sciences, because then it will be easier for him to add the other half of reality to this reality, the reality existing in him, within him, in his understanding.
So is that concealed part of reality? It's like an extension of this reality? What I'm trying to understand is, what is the connection?
True, exactly.
What is the connection? Like, I have my boss at work, I have my wife, kids, whatever I have in this world. How does this, what do you mean when you discover the hidden part of this?
Usually, I give the example of needlepoint pictures. If you see a picture, then you saw it from the back, that there are different threads there tying this picture together, the different parts. So these threads, meaning the connections between things, we don't know them in our world. I do something here, suddenly there I get a hurricane. I do something there, suddenly a tsunami. I do something here, and suddenly I succeed or don't succeed. I don't know what's going to happen in the stock markets, and so on and so forth. So, the wisdom of Kabbalah, which opens up for us the other half of the needlework, it helps us see the connection between things, and through that connection I know how to better navigate myself in life.
Even in this life, I will know how to make choices, better choices.
True. Yes.
Let's continue to another question. This one is from Alexa, and she's from Philadelphia. It's a video question as well. Let's watch it.
Hi, I'm Alexa from Philadelphia, and I have a question. What is the best Kabbalistic attitude or approach to take when someone transgresses against you? For instance, if my boss were to yell at me at work, or if somebody cuts me off in traffic. Thank you.
The response?
Yeah. What is the approach Kabbalistically?
Usually the wisdom of Kabbalah says, you, to begin with, have to relate to everyone as to your relatives, with love.
But someone cuts me off at traffic now.
So what? So what happened? Let him. What will you have as a result besides working on your pride? Work a bit on your ego. That's it. That's it. He also didn't specifically mean to do it to you. It's a person who likes showing everyone that he's a macho. So what? Let him do it. So give him that pleasure.
Why do I have to work on my attitude of love towards him? And he can cut me off.
No, I want to show him that I'm more than him. I'm better. And then, like two chickens. I know that too. I also feel like that. But eventually, after some time, by studying the wisdom of Kabbalah, a person really changes. Not that he restricts himself, but the teaching itself, the forces of nature that reveal, start showing him the connection between things, and then he starts relating to it differently. He really starts feeling this weakness towards everyone. He starts feeling that they're close to him, and he forgives them. And he has towards them some kind of love, gentleness. Simply so. I don't know how to explain it, but in truth, he becomes easier, better, more forgiveful towards others, except for his students. In his students, he hates their egos, and thus he relates to them very poorly. If you speak about me, for instance, towards my students, where on the one hand, I really love them, but on the other hand, I'm very brusque with them. Because there are two things here, two kinds of connection. One kind of a connection is towards the student's soul that wants to ascend, transcend. It I love, but the other half is his ego, which I hate, that really stands in our way. And then what you see is specifically the external attitude.
There are many questions that I can ask about this, but
next time.
We'll leave it for next show. Let's move on to another question. This one is a text question. It's from Celeste. She's from North Carolina. And her question is this. In a family unit, children are raised in the same household and are exposed to the same environment. Then why are they different?
Each one has a different soul, a different accumulation of attributes, desires, different urges. And that's obvious to us. Each one is per se. We see that. Also, even those that can calculate according to the astrological signs, the seasons of the year when a person is born, even that influences one's nature. We see that that's how it is. It's not simply in vain. It's because humanity, throughout its history, started seeing what is the nature of each and every person born under some period of the moon or the sun and so on.
Kabbalah supports astrology? You believe in astrology?
It's not astrology. It's nature, where these signs of the moon, earth, and the sun, they give us a certain condition in nature where a person who's born in that special condition of nature is different from a person born in a different condition of nature. Different solar rays affect him, and the moon, and magnetic fields, and many other things that we don't know, but we see according to the results that a person who's born in May is not the same person born in the month of July or September.
Right. It's actually the question is about children. I'll ask you. You know, my wife and I are now planning a baby. And my wife, she has this thing. I thought it's.
What?
She says,
wants in a specific
yeah,
month.
she says if he'll come out in a specific date, he'll be like you. I don't want him to be like you, you know, and things like that. How should I relate to this?
Look, calm her down. Tell her that the baby will come out exactly the way she wants.
Okay. Why?
Why? Because the baby, the mom always loves her baby and she'll see only good things in him.
Okay. Well, I've got something to take home with me. Okay, let's move on to another question. This one is from Sacramento. This is a video question. Let's watch it.
Hi, my name is Agus Osachenko, and I'm from Sacramento, California. My question is, most people, including me, I have a deep background, not background, but with religion. I'm religious. I grew up Catholic, but now it starts that I became intrigued with Kabbalah, and I wanted to start studying it. However, it stops me because it seems like it's going against what I've learned. And how can I, help myself, not to look back to what I've learned before and focus on going forward with studying Kabbalah?
I don't understand why is it hard for her.
She says that she feels...
No, I understand what she said, I heard. But I don't understand why is it hard, because the wisdom of Kabbalah says that there are two forces in nature, the bestowing and the receiving force. We all come from the receiving force. Nature is entirely the bestowing force, and we stand against nature. And nature, which has created us, that made us. That nature demands of us to take upon our will to receive the form of bestowal, like nature is, for us to reach equivalence of form with it, equilibrium, harmony. That's what the wisdom of Kabbalah speaks about, the equilibrium of two forces. Say, in this room, you have in one corner it's hot, and the other corner it's cold. Eventually they come, mix, and reach an equilibrium. And that's how it is with everything. Because that is the main law of nature, that everything comes together, mixes, and reaches equilibrium. Equality. If we look at the whole of nature, still, vegetative, animate, and man, then the still, vegetative, and animate, they're in harmony with nature, because nature sustains them and operates them entirely. Man has free choice. Man is an egoist. He can destroy nature. He can destroy everything. He has an ego. And thus, nature demands him to invert his ego into good, to also be balanced, to be like the whole of nature, connected with everything. And that is what we have to do. That's our work. That is what the wisdom of Kabbalah speaks about. To reach equilibrium with nature, without all the religions and beliefs and customs that the different religious people or leaders think about. We don't touch it. She can remain a Catholic, and along with that, to have the understanding of what we have to do in order to reach the equilibrium with nature, to undergo this crisis, to come out of it in a good way and reach a balanced life.
Maybe the problem is, because the way you explained it, it's perfectly clear, but maybe the problem is that maybe the people she's in contact with from her religious background, maybe for them it's a little harder to accept.
I'll tell you what's going on. There's prejudice here. For years, for thousands of years, there was a prejudice that the wisdom of Kabbalah is a part of religion, that it's not a science about the hidden half of reality, the hidden part of reality, but that the wisdom of Kabbalah, it has to do with religion, with Judaism. Therefore, both Orthodox Jews resist it, and even seculars are afraid of it, because around it there is the whole matter of mysticism, and as if forces and things. And of course, if it has to do with Judaism, then both the Christians and also the Muslims resist it, oppose it, and like any religion that collides with any other religion. But again, I'm saying that here it's the matter of getting to know nature, open it up, unfold it, reveal it. That's it. And that has to do with science. It has nothing to do with faith or religion.
Why such a science, as you say, that is based on empirical, on experience and attainment, practical attainment of people? Why is it so shrouded and with misconceptions and misinterpretations? Why all the confusion around Kabbalah?
Because we're talking about the hidden part of reality. And does anyone really perceive Einstein's theory or the quantum theories And even what the scientists they perceive in practice, they can't digest it themselves. No one knows. How is it possible that one particle could also be a wave? No one understands what does it mean to be above time or to be in two places simultaneously. Not here and there with a very high frequency, but really in two places, the same part in two places. Please tell me. We can't grasp that. So there are many phenomena. We already see that it's on the border of science, that it has to turn there into the wisdom of Kabbalah. We already see that
like it's
we're in a
transition
kind of a
phase.
state that's not that clear to us. And the wisdom of Kabbalah, of course, all the more. But these are things that we discover as a result of experience, of a rational approach, and not faith or anything else. It has nothing to do with religions, all the customs, and what we do there, all the rituals of every religion.
So to recap for Aguz, so you're saying that perhaps over time she will see that her study of Kabbalah does not contradict her being religious, that there is no problem.
Not at all. Not at all. And we have many such students. The wisdom of Kabbalah, it doesn't relate, it doesn't refer to that at all. It doesn't tell you that Jesus is okay and Buddhism, or Buddha is and Moses is, and so on and so forth. No such thing. It doesn't touch that. In the corporeal fashion of this world, it speaks only about the spiritual forces.
Okay, we have 3 minutes left. We have an audio question from Rose. She's from San Diego. Let's hear it.
Hello, my name is Rose and I'm from San Diego, California. I'd like to know what qualifies a person to become a Kabbalist. Thank you.
What qualifies or who qualifies?
What or who? Same thing, I think. Yeah.
No, because here, maybe who gives them a diploma, maybe references, approval, that everyone knows that. Suppose I finished university, I got a diploma, I made a doctorate, I got a diploma, I have a signature from somebody that says that, yes, I finished school, now I finished university, now I finished my doctorate, and so on. Meaning that there's something that gives you a seal of approval that you're okay,
right,
that you're qualified. So she's asking, who's a Kabbalist?
Yes, yeah.
A Kabbalist is someone who got the knowledge, the discernment, the path, direction, support, and the entire method from his teacher, follows his footsteps, so that everything that his teacher had and the teacher of the teacher had, there have to be two in the past.
Why two?
It's like in our life, there is mom and dad and also the grandpa and the grandma. Because mom and dad, that's one point, grandma and grandpa, that's another point, and in between them there's a line. A line could be between 2 points. Here it's one generation, here the previous generation. If I tie between the two, I'm in the same direction. See? Thus, yes, it's very important. So what I say is that a Kabbalist, it means he who got from his teacher the entire method, he relies on his teacher and on the teacher of his teacher. And then for sure he is taking the right path, and it's also well known that he is the student of a well-known Kabbalist, and that's how it is for sure. And also according to how we see that he himself, what is he teaching? What is he pulling people to? First of all, the method is such that it's forbidden to earn off it. It's forbidden to take money from a person. It's forbidden to sell anything. It's forbidden to give blessings or amulets and so on. Many limitations here.
It already disqualifies many Kabbalah institutions that, so to speak, teach Kabbalah.
Yes. Yes, true. And so on and so forth. And also that he teaches each and everyone in the world how to come out of his ego and transcend above it. That's it, and only that, without any obligation towards anyone and from anyone.
Okay, we'll have to wrap up at this point. Thank you for this very clear definition. And thank you for all your answers. Thank you for your questions. We will be happy to see you in the next show. Before we conclude, I'll just remind everyone, go to tv.Kabbalah.info. Right there, you'll find the user interface for Ask the Kabbalist, where you can send video questions and audio questions or text questions, and we'll be happy to receive them. So until then, all the best.